Welcome back to Talkville. Tom, what's up, dude? You're looking good, dude. You're looking buff and
what's up, guys? I'm working on it.
Face is all chiseled. I got to get my chisel on. Right now I look like a almost retired cop with a mustache. Ryan's here. He looks like he just got out of the Appalachian Mountains for 6 months.
I did.
And Bryce is not showing his face because he probably hasn't slept with his twins and the kids. Three kids, 3 boys.
And twins?
3 boys, Bryce?
Yep.
Jeez Louise. All right, you know what this is. Thank you for joining Patreon. Thank you, Grand Tiers. Thank you, Top Tiers. Thank you, All Tiers, for making this show possible. Without you, we wouldn't do it. Patreon.com/Talkville. Ryan, how are you, buddy?
I'm all right.
Yeah?
I'm ready.
Yeah, join it. And if you want awesome merch, the Inside of You online store and talkvillepodcast.com, tons of great stuff. Check out the Inside of You online store, too. Pretty dope. And if you're not watching my show Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum, you should. Tom loves it. Ryan and I work on it together. So check it out. Give it a chance. We got Julie Bowen coming up. We got Will Wheaton coming up. We got Wheaton. We got Tyler Hecklin. You know who else is coming? Elizabeth Tulloch is coming on, who's Lois. Mm-hmm. She's coming on. So a lot of great guests. So please support the podcast. You can join Patreon there, patreon.com/inside. You support that podcast. We've been going for 6 years. And let's just, you know what to do. You're here. You know where to go. We're not going to even tell you. We're just going to get to it. Without further ado, let's get into season 6. Oh, by the way, Tom, before I get there, my link tree at the Michael Rosenbaum on Instagram, link tree. All the cons coming up. I'm now going to Denver. I don't know if they put it in yet.
Yeah.
But July 4th weekend, I'm coming to Denver with Tom. And that will be fun. We're doing a Smallville Nights on the Saturday, July 5th. We'll be in Ontario, California. So make sure you get tickets for that, unless it's passed. I don't think it has. What else? Cincinnati, Chicago for a Smallville con. Everybody will be there, including Ryan.
We got Dallas. We got the Smallville cruise. We got the Smallville only event in Chicago.
Yeah. And then I think I might be going to Liverpool in November.
Nice.
So we'll see. So we got a lot of good stuff going on there. And we appreciate all your love and support. We see so many patrons, right? At these cons.
There were a lot.
Without further ado, let's get into season 6, episode 16. This is Promise. I'm sorry, but I'm just right words to say promise. Promise, March 15th, 2007. Director Rick Rosenthal. Rick is a great director. Yeah. He directed Lexmas. He directed this. He's
that's what it was. It had that touch.
He's so good, man. I wish we can get him on. Should we get Rick on the podcast?
He'd be great.
He's old now, so he'd be like, well, I remember that you had a
Who are you guys?
Diarrhea for 3 days. Kelly Souders, Brian Peterson wrote a great script. Guest star Sarah Jane Redmond, crush Nell Potter, Keith Martin Gordy as the minister, and Fred Henderson as Dr. Langston. Real characters on this show, like these doctors and all. It was really good casting, kind of a creepy feel to it. Everyone experiences unique nightmares of the upcoming Luthor Lana Lang wedding. Lex takes violent action to protect his secret. Clark takes desperate actions to protect his heart. And Lana takes regretful action to save a loved one. A loved one. Guys, I'll just say off the bat, I love this episode.
Uh-oh.
I usually kind of like 15 seconds forward if it's like a boring scene that I'm just getting bored with. And I was compelled. I saw it on my computer too, and I was like, everybody was great. The tone, the
pacing was deliberate.
The pacing was just. I didn't remember
good Glover stuff this episode too. I feel like we haven't seen John Glover in forever.
Yeah,
this season.
Yeah, I guess I don't know what happened.
Oh, he had some golden scenes.
Yeah, he had some golden ripe scenes.
It wasn't too cutty, if you know what I mean. Everything had it breathed real well.
Yeah, it was dark too, man. It was really dark and manipulative. The episode opens to the tune of Snow Patrol with the best purple decorators this side of Mississippi as Lex Luthor makes final preparations for his wedding. What was that song?
You could be happy.
You could be happy.
It was on the
I hope you are. Man, so lovely.
Yeah.
A fart.
It was Chasing Cars era Snow Patrol.
Yeah, what else did they
It's the
sing?
same
Tom,
album
what
as
was that
that.
other Chasing Cars song?
I don't recall.
Da-da-da.
Didn't they have a
That's
song that
Chasing
was
Cars.
called Chasing Cars?
I saw them live during this era. That was the time.
Yes.
San Francisco.
The wholesome couple admires ultrasound imagery and everything seems perfect. Too perfect. Clark decides which blue jacket to wear for the day, but instead opts for a suit and tie for the wedding before eventually hurling an old photo of Lana out of his barn and likely in the head of an innocent bystander in Smallville. That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that I wear a white suit. I get it, but I didn't think it looked good on me. I thought it looked kind of dumpy.
Shows the blood better.
Yeah, it looked kind of dumpy.
It matched the color of her skin. Pale.
Oh, great. With ejection in his heart, Clark has a nightmare where Lana and Lex are at the altar saying their I do's. Lex in his evil white suit, of course. Lex gets stabbed in the back by backstabber Clark Kent, and Lana plunges the sword through her own body. This jolts Clark awake, so he decides to get some stress out by chucking hay bales around his barn. He gets a rescue call from Chloe, causing him to super speed to Luthor Mansion to play sommelier.
Sommelier.
Sommelier, what does that mean?
Wine guy.
That's why I don't know it.
Yeah.
Sommelier.
All these French words throw you off every week.
They do, man.
Or sommelier.
Sommelier.
Ménage à trois.
And then dodge any guilt tripping from the damsel in distress. Chloe contrasting Clark's lack of saving Lana's heart to his carefree nature about jumping in front of bullets and trains is cool.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't hurt.
Yeah. Martha arrives home with her dry cleaning for the night and begins to get questions about love from her angsty son. She tries talking him off the ledge as he vents about his regret of withholding his secret and not allowing a closer relationship to Lana. Over in Luthor Mansion, Clark stops by to interrupt Lana writing her vows and decides to make one final last-ditch effort. He's ready to risk it all and share his secret, but Lana stops him short and says, "Chill, bro."
Eat him up, Bill.
She plants one big one on him, on the big farm boy, and tells him she's not planning on changing her Lang to Luthor. She's got a plan.
Is this validation that Lana is playing Lex now? Tom's always said it. I know he's looking at me like, Mo, did I say that? Huh? Danny?
And Lionel wasn't blind.
Yeah.
Like any normal father would, Lex is analyzing his child's ultrasound on IMAX until the baby turns evil. Tom did. You did that, obviously, Tom, right? When the boys were born.
I'm still trying to figure out what the whole pregnancy thing is.
I am too.
Obviously,
It's a dream, luckily, and now we get to witness the day of the wedding from the Lex perspective.
He decides to enjoy the day by staring off at the metropolis skyline from Luthor Corp and barking at his dad for pegging him as lonely and bored. Lionel does his best impersonation of a loving father as his son laments the idea of Lana realizing the monster he is deep down. Lex gets called away for an impromptu meeting with his doctor. To avoid unclear suspicions, Lex meets him in the basement of a church and gets blackmailed out of $2 million, or else the doctor is going to reveal Lana's condition and what Lex has done to her. If I was this doctor, this is not the time. Maybe email him this.
I was impressed that they went and had this scene here because I don't understand why, but it wasn't like a cheat. Like, that's a cool set. I don't even know what's down there.
Well, yeah, it's below where the wedding is. So he's like, I'll meet you where I'm like dress rehearsal and all these other things, making things go smoothly. I'll meet you down there. We'll have a meeting.
There's always darkness and death below the surface.
And a battle.
The crypt bodies.
Whatever joy is going on top, there's always darkness below.
Nice. Very profound. He probably buried the guy with a pope.
With a pope?
With a pope. There's probably a pope down there. There's no popes.
What popes are getting buried in Smallville?
There's no popes in the States.
No.
That's a good question.
I never saw Conclave.
No.
But that's not what it's about.
No, there's one pope, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I meant the what are they called? Yeah, the popes. That's why I'm saying.
No, there's one pope.
No, there are many popes.
Pope.
Many popes in history.
Have existed, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like a dead pope. I didn't mean it's the pope, you son of a pope. You dope. Lex contemplates the wedding gift from his doctor and responds by beating the living shart out of him and causing him to fall like $1 Million Baby, snapping his neck against the tombstone. Wedding day murder.
Swanked him.
He did. Yeah, that was reminiscent of the time where I beat the kid up in school Lex.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, comes around full circle now, right? He is that guy.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he didn't mean to do that to his friend, and then maybe he did. Lex washes up real quick and gets news from Chloe that Lana's missing, which makes him contemplate what the point of killing their doctor was. Good Lord. And let's have a quick call to Al Gough. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. We talk about this all the time, how therapy can really help and has helped so many people across the world. I've been doing therapy, Tom, Ryan. It's so important, and BetterHelp really makes it easy for you. 26% of Americans who participated in a recent survey say they have avoided seeking mental health support due to fear of judgment. When people hesitate to get help, it doesn't just affect them, it affects families, workplaces, and entire communities.
This Mental Health Awareness Month, let's encourage everyone to take care of their well-being and break the stigma. The world is a better place when people are healthy and happy.
Therapy is a great way to take care of your mental health. It empowers you to be the best version of yourself, and it's for everyone. It isn't just for those who've experienced major trauma or loss. BetterHelp has over 10 years of experience matching people with the right therapist from their diverse network of more than 30,000 licensed therapists with a wide range of specialties. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable and convenient, serving over 5 million people worldwide. And with BetterHelp, you can easily switch therapists anytime at no extra cost. That's what's great. I think people start therapy and they're like, what if I don't like my therapist? It's going to be awkward. No, you just switch. You don't have to say, I'm sorry, this isn't working. You don't have to be uncomfortable. You just switch your therapist and get the one that's right for you. We're all better with help. Visit betterhelp.com/talkville to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Talkville. Talkville is brought to you by AG1. You know how much we love AG1. It's in our routine. We've been partnering with them for years. And after years of development and 4 clinical trials, we're excited to introduce AG1 Next Gen, featuring upgraded probiotics and added vitamins and minerals for an even more comprehensive formula. AG1 Next Gen delivers 5 clinically studied probiotics with additional vitamins and minerals to offer greater support for the whole body health. And Next Gen is backed by 4 clinical trials, clinically proven to fit common nutrient gaps and support gut health.
AG1 Next Gen now comes in an updated travel pack shape for an easier pour, making it easier than ever and never miss a day.
What is AG1, folks? Listen up. AG1 Next Gen is a daily health drink clinically shown to support gut health and close common nutrient gaps. We take this every morning. If you're taking tons of vitamins and all this stuff, I stopped and I take AG1, a glass of water. I mix in AG1 and I'm done. I stir it. It's delicious. I have more focus. I have more energy. It's really great. And with 5 new probiotic strains and additional vitamins and minerals, AG1 Next Gen represents the biggest step forward yet for daily foundational nutrition. 1 scoop in the morning with 8 to 12 ounces of cold water adds up to a whole body health from vitamins, minerals, probiotics, and whole food sourced ingredients. AG1's Next Gen is now one of the most clinically backed greens powder. They went above and beyond the industry standard in testing and have made a great product even better. Now clinically backed with an advanced formula, this is the perfect time to try AG1 if you haven't yet. I've been drinking AG1 for years now with Tom. We're so happy to be partnering with AG1. So subscribe today to try the Next Gen of AG1. If you use my link, you'll get a free bottle of AG-D3K2 and also an AG1 welcome kit and 5 of the upgraded AG1 travel packs with your first order. So make sure to check out drinkag1.com/talkville to get started with AG1's Next Gen and notice the benefits for yourself. That's drinkag1.com/talkville. Al!
Michael, how are you?
When you we're trying to get a consensus here. When you see my message come up, do you think, oh shit, it's Rosenbaum? Or do you go, oh, all right?
I go, he's recording a podcast.
Do you get sort of excited or like, do I want to do this? Okay.
I always pick up Michael if I'm in the time zone.
You do. You always pick up for me. You are so non-Hollywood.
When do you go on your cruise?
We cruise in June 15th.
Oh, it's in June.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You gonna come?
I unfortunately will not be available to come on the talk. Is it a Talkville cruise? It's a Smallville cruise.
Smallville cruise.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, so we're doing this episode. Do you remember Promise?
Lex and Lana.
Oh, right.
Yeah, this is an excellent episode. I loved it. And it's so dark and it moves and there's like I didn't remember this at all. I didn't see it, obviously.
Until you said it, I just kind of remembered that scene. So Rick Rosenthal
directed it.
Oh, okay.
And by the way, Rick really was a good director. I mean, he directed some great
director.
Yeah, why didn't we have him on more? Was it just, he didn't like him?
A lot of that was a lot of it becomes about schedule.
Yeah.
So a lot of it becomes about schedule, and then a lot of it, I think by that era, we kind of had our directors who we liked, who were locked in. We're go-to, obviously. I know that Beeman obviously had left, but we had James and we had Glenn and we had Jano, and so we had the people that we always went to first, and then everybody else you're just slotting around their time. And Rick was a very in-demand director, so we would just kind of get him when we could get him.
You want to hear my impression of Rick Rosenthal?
Yeah. I'll love it because I don't remember how he sounded. So
it was like this. Well, you can do that, but here's what I'm thinking. Al, he always had that real raspy, like know-it-all kind of. Well, I've directed feature movies, and when I'm doing that. But look, we love this episode. We're just getting into it. But one of the big things I've heard is like, how could you do something so horrible to Lana? And I'm still trying to figure out exactly what Lex did with the pregnancy. Should we just ask Al what happens?
Is this where she thought she was pregnant, but she wasn't pregnant?
Yes.
Yeah.
Whose idea was that?
I think that was, I'm sure it came out of the writer's room, and I'm sure the idea was because we were trying to show Lex's, basically as he's sort of descending, he's obviously by this season you've already solved justice. So like he's doing some evil things. And I think with Lex though, it always comes from a place of feeling inadequate. And I think he thought there's part of him that didn't think he could just have Lana on his own, that Lana couldn't just love him for him, that he needed something to kind of trick her into it. And this is what I think is always with Lex, is there's this feeling of inadequacy that causes him to do these things that are, sociopathic, right?
Right.
So I think that's really, and I'm just, by the way, projecting back to as you just recalled an episode I didn't remember until you brought it up to me. So, but I do remember the wedding, and I do remember, now it was like the fake pregnancy, but I think it was more. It was it just was more of Lex's manipulation, that he didn't think that he could ever get Lana just by being Lex.
In retrospect, do you think it was too dark, or you think that kind of that?
I think it's just kind of weird. I'm sort of, and again, you can't litigate things that you did 20 years ago on a TV show that had that many episodes,
right?
But I do think it feels like one of those things that we, was an idea that we then had to figure out how to get out of.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? I sure was like, it was a good idea. Like, you pitch these things, and it's like, that's interesting. And then how are we going to get out of that? And then, sometimes they're not always elegant.
It's very soap opera.
Yeah.
Oh, she wasn't pregnant for months.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she wasn't pregnant, and wouldn't she realize that she wouldn't have a belly though?
All of these things, guys.
I know, you're like, I don't know. It was 20 years ago.
I'm just like, yeah.
You're under oath.
But it was pretty amazing in the episode. Lionel Luthor manipulates Lana Lang and says, "I know Clark's secret. I know you do, and I will kill Clark if you don't marry my son."
Right. Yeah. See, so you get to, there's always the thing is you get to these interesting places, and you get to see, the Luthor's manipulation. And frankly, you get to see that always Lionel, when push comes to shove, was always more of a monster than Lex,
Yeah.
And weirdly, he did it again because his own twisted way, he loves his son. You know what I mean? Like he can't, as much as he hates you, he loves you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what I think? I think that, boy, if you guys didn't write Lionel Luthor into Smallville, or decided Lex didn't have a father, or he didn't continue after the pilot, the show would be so different, because he's such a huge part of Lex's inevitable decline into darkness.
Yeah, well, I think I said it before. It's the thing you discover. The show kind of tells you what it is, and it obviously started as puberty with superpowers, but it became a show about extreme parenting, and we realized pretty early on that the only way, you have to have a mirror to the Kents, and that's what the Luthors are. And neither family is perfect.
Was that something? And I'll let you go. But was that something that you created before the series sort of took off? Like, this was the plan always, or did it sort of evolve once you realized what this character can bring to the show?
I think it's once we because I think we talked about this. We were going to stunt cast that with like a bigger actor, that then didn't happen. And we loved John because we'd seen him. He had done a show, I forget what it was, but he was very good, where he played the devil.
Yeah,
this was like couple seasons before. And then obviously he's an incredible Tony-winning stage actor. But once we had him, we were like, and we kept bringing him back because again, the story was like, what is the Lex Lionel relationship, because that's going to inform us who Lex is. And so I think for us, again, like season 1, he was a guest star, and then we're like, well, now he's just got to be a regular. Like, we got to bring him in, because we're saying it's like, it's the counter to the Kents.
Yeah.
And we need to see this, and these two families, for better or worse, are completely intertwined, from the day of the meteor shower. So I think, it would have been a completely different.
Yeah. It's like, how do you get Lex evil? There's like not enough motivation unless you keep going to flashbacks and things like that. So it was exactly. I'm so glad that you guys worked that out. Well, look, we love you. We're excited about Wednesday season 2. Go see Beetlejuice if you haven't. Beetlejuice if you haven't seen it. We're big fans. We love you, and let me know when you're in town. And let's get some food.
Sounds good. All
right. See ya. Wasn't that fun?
Oh, Al.
It's always fun having Al on.
Lana wakes up after remembering her fun in the tornado years ago. After years of being saved over and over again, Lana is putting the pieces together that Clark has always been there for her. You want to...
Just like the security guard.
I'm going to keep doing it.
You want a Beastie Boy by the end of my lines?
Yeah.
As she prepares for a big day.
Big day.
She gets a flash from the past visit, seemingly for the first time in 5 years. It's Aunt Nell. Nell tells her not to blow it and gives some words of encouragement to her cold-footed niece who has unresolved love triangular issues.
Chloe stops by to help overwhelm the bride a little more on her big day, but intuitively picks up her on her cold feet. She offers to lend a hand in the cellar, retrieving Lex's gift, and ultimately falls right into Lana's mousetrap she's setting for Clark. You know what I thought? I thought she was in the same place where Lex killed the, for a second. I thought where he killed the doctor. And that she was going to hear it through the door or something like that, but that wasn't the case. After one missed call to Lana, Chloe gives up and calls Clark, allows Lana to see everything she needs. After 6 years, she finally sees and remembers Clark can't use his powers, and she's jaw-dropped. Not only that, Lana now knows that Chloe, her best friend, has been withholding information. And later that day, having a super change of heart, Lana sees her hero. Understanding and somewhat forgiving his years of lying, Lana is ready to call it quits with her billion-dollar future and run away with the farm boy. The farm boy. What's that farmers.com?
Farmers Only?
Farmers Only. How does the music go?
I don't know.
I was thinking about getting on there one day. I'm not a farmer, but I was like, I like farmer girls.
Tom does farm stuff.
Yeah, I remember there was a time I was like, maybe I should get on farmersonly.com and just pretend I'm a farmer because these country girls are beautiful. I didn't do it. I was desperate, but I didn't do it.
As Clark leaves, Lana gets a visit from her future father-in-law. He picks up Lana's IOU note to abandon the wedding and tries to do right by his son. They discuss Clark's not-so-secret secret, and Lionel threatens to kill Clark if she doesn't marry her son. True love. With all the timelines matching up now and the church adorned in purple lighting, Lex heads to the altar as his family and friends await the ceremony. While
that
Lex
threat is like the nicest thing Lionel's ever done for Lex.
Yeah, so twisted.
While Lex is making an honest woman out of the dishonest Lana Lang, Clark is in his barn making an honest dog out of Shelby as he practices proposing to his engaged crush.
Back at the wedding, here comes the bride. She doesn't want Clark to die. Lana accepts Lionel's ultimatum and makes her own way down the aisle as they exchange their I do's. By the way, why can't Yoda get married? Do I? Clark rushes in and gets punched as he watches from the peanut gallery. After the ceremony, Lana contemplates her life with like Dustin Hoffman in The Graduate until her hubby stops by to congratulate himself. She begins to hyperventilate and gets confronted by Clark. Mrs. Luthor shockingly flips a 180 on her previous statements and leaves Clark dumbfounded and heartbroken. And much like Clark in previous seasons, Lana is forced to break a loved one's heart to protect their life. Oh, how the tables have turned.
How the turntables.
The tables. Lionel pops by to gleefully congratulate his son with a loving backhand. You son of a... He calls his son pathetic. Oh, remember that one time when he was really mad? He's like, you, what have you done? When he thinks I killed my brother.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the whole dead doctor in the crypt downstairs. Lionel mocks his son's botched murder and then alludes to Lex faking Lana's pregnancy to keep her in a relationship. Dirty. Is it just me, or were you guys completely blind to the fact that Lex could have faked this whole thing? I didn't think it was in him to do that.
That would seem like he faked it.
It was a little like too much. Like I thought Lex, he's almost saying like I don't have confidence in myself, like Al was saying.
I wanted to know what happened if he gave the doctor that money. How is the doctor going to pull off her having a baby?
Well, no, he moonlights
as a magician.
You were in a coma. You just woke up and you had a baby.
Well, I think he was going to probably terminate. Once they got married, something was going to happen. He's like, oh, you lost the baby. They were going to have to do that, obviously, because she doesn't grow a belly unless she gets infected with kryptonite, and that starts a whole nother chapter of darkness. So Lionel going to bat for his son earlier is just another chess move to have a manipulative upper hand over his son. Brilliant. After Lionel welcomes his new daughter-in-law to the family, the emotionless Lana Luthor and cold-blooded killer Lex exit the church to dozens of congratulatory and clueless attendees, Clark Kent included. I remember that day. I remember that church. I remember how uncomfortable I was. We were in the church. Our trailers were too far away. So all we had to do, we had to sit in the pews in this cold church all day for like a couple of days. And I remember being miserable. It was just miserable. And it was like, but I thought the wedding at the end coming out was beautiful. And they did a great job with the car and Lana turning and seeing Clark at the end. And it was just really well directed. Closing thoughts. Do you think Lana knew she was pregnant, or do you think she convinced herself?
She knew she wasn't pregnant?
Wasn't. Yeah, I think she knew she was pregnant. I think she thought she was pregnant.
So what was the timeline of her pregnancy? How many episodes ago did she announce?
Like
did they figure it
10?
out?
No.
It feels like 10.
I don't know. I think she knew. I think she thought she was pregnant.
I think it might have been 10 episodes.
Oh my God.
So only 10 days?
No, so probably, 10 days. Or in Smallville terms, 10 weeks. Now that Lana knows Clark's secret, how long until she has memory-damaging CTE? Oh, I'm sure that's coming up. Don't say anything. Pretty intense stuff. I really love this episode, man. This felt big. It felt like there's so much going on. Interesting things of note. This is Lex's third wedding in 6 years. His others were Heat and Exodus. The engraving on the back of Clark's watch reads, "To JK, the love of my life MK. Mama Kent?
Mama Kent. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Martha Kent. This is, by the way, what are Batman's parents' names? Martha Kent.
Thomas Wayne?
Thomas and Martha.
Is it Thomas?
Really?
Yeah. It's Thomas and Martha.
Why did you say that name?
Oh, yeah.
You know where that's from?
It's from Beale, Christian Bale.
When it was the Batman versus Superman?
Beale.
When they realized that their mothers' names are the same?
Huh.
Martha.
Jessica Christian Bale. Beale. This is the third time that Clark has prepared to propose to Lana. Talkville is brought to you by Mint Mobile. Boy, have they got a deal for you. This is amazing. I've never even heard this, but summer is just around the corner, and the folks at Mint Mobile have a hot take. Getting a summer bod is out, and getting your savings bod is in. This spring and summer, we want skimpy wireless bills and fat wallets. And with premium wireless plans for just $15 a month, you can have both without breaking a sweat or the bank.
Say bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages.
Mint Mobile is here to rescue you. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network.
Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts.
Ditch overpriced wireless and get 3 months of premium wireless service from Mint Mobile for $15 a month. This year, skip breaking a sweat and breaking the bank. Get your summer savings and shop premium wireless plans at mintmobile.com/talkville. That's mintmobile.com/talkville. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month 5GB plan required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customer offer for 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com for details. Well, it's Kurt F.
All right.
What's up, dude?
Let's go. Can you hear me?
Let's go. I can hear you.
What's up, Michael?
What's going? How are you?
Hell yeah. What's up, Ryan? How you doing?
I'm good, Kurt.
He's doing all right. He's
excellent.
He's hanging with me, so
I'm doing well. I got my Smallville stuff set up here. You know.
Yes, you got the
Nice.
poster.
Got to give the crowd what they want,
dude. I love it. Why Smallville? What did you love Superman growing up? Who did you watch it with? Who could relate? Are you married? Do you have someone you're seeing that you make them watch it?
A lot of questions there. So I got into Smallville kind of accidentally, actually. I was flipping through the channels one day. I think I was a freshman in college, and I saw this beautiful girl on there, and I was like, "Damn, who's that?" And it was Lana Lang, Kristen Crew, of course, and of course there's a lot of very pretty girls on the show. But yeah, I think the first episode I watched was Duplicity. That's the one where Pete finds out Clark's secret, and I was like, this is kind of interesting. So I kept on watching. I watched through season 2, and then I had to actually circle back and watch season 1 because I had missed it. But I've been a fan ever since. I've probably seen the show 5 or 6 times.
Wow!
And I had an ex-girlfriend watch the show with me, but
that didn't work out.
Current girlfriend hasn't.
Well, you got to revisit, man. You got to show her. This is something you hold dear. That is a show that you've been watching. That it's part of you that she should have to watch it.
Yeah, for sure. It's a big commitment. I think it's 220 hours, I guess.
Oh
but
my gosh.
Yeah, hopefully eventually.
Yeah. What episode?
You could just, if you want to reduce the amount of watch time, you could start at season 8 too.
How dare
just
you?
Skip Michael.
How
completely.
dare you? Hey, what is your favorite season?
Favorite season is, it's probably 5 because of Reckoning, but without Reckoning, I don't know if season 5 would be my favorite. 6 is good. 7's good. They're all good, but I would say 5, 6, and 7 is really when the series, it hits its peak. I also really like season 2 for some reason. But.
What was it like watching Smallville without Lana, Lionel, Lex, Jonathan, Pete, all these characters gone? Was it weird?
Sure. They didn't all leave at the same time, but it was kind of depressing as each character left. And you had to kind of readjust, but thankfully, there's been so many new characters that have replaced them. obviously Green Arrow in season 6 has been a huge boost, I think, to the show.
Yeah.
And so many different others that, I mean, it wasn't the same without you, of course, Michael. I think season 8 was probably my least favorite, just because there was this kind of sobering adjustment of getting used to no Lex Luthor.
Yeah. Have you gone to conventions?
I have. I actually met you and Tom there.
I was going to say, let me guess. 2021?
No way. That's a good memory. How do you know that?
Is that right? I was just thinking, because your face is very recognizable. I just remember, and I'm thinking it's got to be early.
Yeah, St. Louis, and then again in Metropolis, Illinois.
Wow.
So I'm from Chicago.
Nice. Chicago. Sweet home,
I'll
Chicago.
be at the con,
my girlfriend's from
in
Chicago.
September.
I never mentioned
What's
the
that?
girlfriend, but the girlfriend's from Chicago.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's from Chicago.
Oh, she is.
Not yours. Yeah. I don't know. Is yours from Chicago too?
Yes.
Oh, good. Cubs are looking good this year. What do you mean?
Sort of.
I think they were going to win the division.
It's early, you know. They could.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a Chicago sports fan, it's hard to get optimistic. You know, we don't have a lot to root for.
Look, the
these
Blackhawks
days.
won a couple of Stanley Cups, and then the Cubs won that World Series not that long ago. So, things are all right.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Over the course of time, we've been very, very lucky.
Yeah, the last decade
fortunate.
has been better to you than it has in the last 100 years before that.
Yeah, I mean, 2016 was completely crazy. I was in the middle of that whole celebration, and that was a wild day.
Were people just crying in Chicago, just crying?
Oh yeah.
Did
all
you
kinds
cry?
of stuff.
Did you cry?
I did not cry. I was on crutches during that whole melee.
Oh God.
I was out, and I don't know how many people there were. I think they said the parade was like one of the biggest gatherings in human history. It was like in the top 10.
Wow.
How much Malort did you have?
Hate Malort. Hate it.
Oh, what? You're from Chicago?
Yeah, I haven't found that the majority of people like it. I don't know what you've heard, but
what episode is this that we're
agree.
watching here that you watched?
yeah. So
Promise.
we're on Promise. Promise is a big episode, as you guys know. I feel like for me, it's probably a top 10. It's not a top 3 or 5, but for me, it's a top 10 Smallville episode. Just personally, because I think that this is a really big episode for Lana's character. She's endured so much pain, so much heartache over the years. And I feel like this is like finally the validation that she has been hoping for, from Clark for so long. She's given so much and gotten so little in return.
Yeah.
And finally she has that love kind of, at least she knows now that it's been reciprocated back.
Yeah. It was a pretty dark episode.
Yeah. Especially when Lex kills the guy right before I do.
Yeah. I was like, man, I really love that episode. I thought this episode it just had everything in it, It was
that's what makes Smallville so great. It's got like every genre wrapped into one.
Yeah. If they did a Smallville animated series or a Smallville movie, would you go see it?
Oh, absolutely. Not only would I see it, I want to be a guest on it.
Yeah.
Put me in for an extra.
Yeah. Well, we would do that. Well, this has been great, man. I just love that Smallville's been a big part of your life. I love that you started watching it because you saw the hot girl Lana, and then you continued to watch it, and then went back to season 1 and watched the whole thing, and you've seen it 5 times, and it's cool. Out of all the shows besides Smallville, what are your other top 2 shows?
I actually don't watch a lot of TV. I'm more of a movie guy. I mean, probably Seinfeld is one of my other favorite shows.
Oh yeah. My favorite episode on Seinfeld is Stella. That's the funniest episode. That kills me, dude.
There's a lot of good ones. I like it when George drives the parents to the Hamptons.
Oh man.
And he's like, "You want to get crazy? Let's get nuts."
I love it. Well, listen, if you like horror, watch a show called To the Lake. Like they have to get to the lake.
To the lake.
And watch it.
Have you
It's amazing.
Have you seen Smile 2 yet?
No, I haven't got around to it. Is it worth it?
I haven't seen it. I saw the first one and it was creepy as shit. So
Talk to Her is good.
okay, haven't seen that.
Talk to Her. Yeah, that's a good one. Talk to Her, I think. Talk to Me. Something like that. It's with the hand. They discover this hand and they could tap into their.
Talk to the hand?
No, I think it's Talk to Her. Anyway, dude, Kurt, you're amazing. I hope I see you again. This has been a real treat. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, I'll see you at the con in Chicago.
Now it's time for the hotline. Let's do it.
Hey guys, Leah here in California. I'm calling about the episode Promise. Tom, in the cellar scene, did y'all film that from multiple perspectives, or was it the same scene filmed with multiple cameras? I love this episode. Thank you guys so much. Bye.
I'm guessing we probably had 2 cameras and then they just moved them around the room.
Well, I think
Based
that
on the
they
lighting.
shot the scene as is, and then they also kept
Shot Lana.
they shot the scene as a whole one, but kept those camera angles for when they were going to use them when Lana was there. So close up of Lana, POV of Lana, that stuff. So they shot it all in that same setup, but they kept those and waited to obviously edit them together later.
Yeah, it's the same day.
Yeah, Michael P. We love Michael P. We love his gifts.
What's up, guys? It's Michael P. from Texas. After watching the episode Promise, where do you think Lionel's loyalty lies? This may be a crazy question, but is it with Lex or is it with the Kents? Thanks.
I think it's for himself. He just wherever he gains leverage.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He loves his son, but he wants power. But I ultimately think that he probably deep down does love Lex.
And
So
Martha.
long as he can stay a step ahead of him.
Yeah.
It's conditional.
Alex.
My name's Alex from Seattle, Washington. Would you have rather Lana found out about Clark's powers from snooping around, or would you have rather had Clark tell her? Thank you.
Well, he was going to tell her, but Tom, what do you think? Would you rather Lana tell him, or would you rather Clark tell her the truth?
I think it had to happen this way in order for Clark to have to admit it.
And you were about to give it up. You want to know my secret? I'll tell you my secret. She was like, no, stop.
She didn't want to know.
Dope, dude. Wasn't that dope? Like, for one, she's like, I know, it. I don't.
Not interested.
What's up, Rosie and Willing? Chanel calling from Australia. Rosie, is it true that in the episode Promise, that the scene where you approached the father at the altar was heavily ADR'd due to the fact that what you really said to him was, do you mind if I ask Aunt Nell if she would like to step on up to the altar? Love you guys. Love the show. Would love to meet the best of you one day.
Amazing. Oh, that's good. Oh, Aunt Nell. Mario.
Hi, this is Mario from Orlando, Florida. My question is for the episode Promise. I've always wondered, when Lana found out about Clark's powers, we don't really see the fruition of her, like, confronting him or her saying anything that she knows about his powers. Why do you think that is? Why do you think the writers or director made that choice? I always thought that was really interesting. Thanks. Love the podcast.
Well, she did confront him many times about his powers. So I don't know. What do you think, Ryan?
Maybe it was just, I got too much other shit going on right now. I'll deal with this later.
Yeah.
Let me first end this marriage and then I'll deal with your power thing.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Tom?
Yeah, I guess he still was looking for what angle is best here.
Hi, this is Justin calling from Brooklyn, New York. This question is more for Tom. Tom, do you have any memories having to do the scene in the wine cellar twice? One with Kristen and one without her? And what do you guys think about the structure of this scene where we don't see her in the cellar until the later half of this episode? It was definitely a creative approach by the directors. Thanks. Have a good day.
Yeah, it was perfect. I don't think
Hey,
Tom, you can
it's
answer, but
ThomasTomTurner
it's
calling
like,
about the
again, they
season
shot
6
it
episode Promise.
all in one.
In this
because they're all
episode, we
there.
see from Lana's point of view.
I'm just
Clark,
surprised
when he
that this has gotten so
supersedes,
much attention.
disappears. The special
I guess
effects
it's
are
not
different in that
normal,
moment.
but
I always thought that was really
It's
cool.
pretty
and I didn't know
straightforward.
what
I
to think
guess
at first when
from
I
the
first saw
inside,
it
we
way back
know
in the
how
day. I was
things
curious
work.
what your guys'
So,
thoughts were on that moment in this
what
episode.
they would do, like I said, is shoot the entire scene and then shoot where we see Lana and her POV. That's all you need is
cut it in
what
later.
she sees from that angle, which shows you that someone's voyeuristic and watching, and a close-up of her.
Yeah. Clark's super hearing didn't work that night.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Laura from Calgary, Alberta. My question is for Promise. So Lana spends years really frustrated by all the secrets Clark keeps, but in this episode, when she finally finds out the truth about Clark, she just instantly forgives him and is ready to run away with him. Do you think there should have been more showing more of like a struggle on Lana's part.
I'm going to give you an analogy.
Oh,
Laura, imagine someone is telling you and pushing you away and like, you can't be with me. We can't do this. We can't do this. And then you find out it's because they have terminal cancer, for a bad analogy. And you find out they have terminal cancer, and that's why, and they didn't want to tell you because it was a private thing and they didn't want to say anything about it. So on another level, like, he can't tell you because of these super heroic powers that he has. And when you realize something so big that you sort of say, this is why, and I understand it. He didn't want anybody to know this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, wow, this is extraordinary. It's above and beyond anything that you can comprehend as a human being. So like, in other words, if Ryan all of a sudden just super sped out of the room and then picked up my house, I'd be like, why didn't you tell me? I guess I know why you didn't tell me, because.
And then when he tells you, you guys can embrace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to protect you.
I think it's good storytelling. I mean, if that's the end of it and they run off together, you don't get the Lionel scene with Lana, you don't get the wedding, you don't get all the other stuff. And it sets up what happens to Lana, as time goes on.
But what he's saying is, like, when she finds out his secret, why isn't she pissed? Why doesn't she just walk away? Why is she not upset? She is upset. It's so overwhelming that I think she portrayed that really well, Kristen, in that it's so bigger than anything she even thought about. He's actually has superpowers that
I think she thinks it's great. And in the moment of passion of actually him of knowing.
And he saved her all these times. He saved so many people that she's just like, I think I'd forgive him. Here's Charlie T.
I accept you too.
Yeah.
Hello there, Charlie Thomas from North Carolina. My question's for Michael. You are a phenomenally funny person in real life and everything else. So whenever you snap into like serious mode for this episode, how hard it seems like just so powerfully acted, man, for whenever you snap into playing that side of Lex, almost Onyx Lex, white suit Lex, but not quite there yet when you kill the doctor, because that look in your eye, man, phenomenal acting. Better be like two roses.
Charlie, I really appreciate it. I got to tell you, for me, it's so easy to jump into crazy because
you're holding it back all the time.
No, I'm not. No. But you know what it is? My dad had a temper, and when he lost it, it scared the shit out of me. So I channel that. I tap into that, and I know it scared me. So I hope that's what not necessarily scares people, but is believable, and just heightened and dark. It's really the juxtaposition of like going from calm, stoic to freaking losing your shit.
Well, it is good acting because I've never seen you do that in real life. You don't do it.
Yeah, I've never really lost my shit. I have. There was maybe one or two times in my life where I lost my shit. I really lost it. But I was pushed and pushed and pushed. But I felt it as I let go, as I was like in it. The thank God that there's something in me that goes, all right, calm down. Immediately I was like, and then I just went, all right, stop. You don't need to be this big. You don't need it to be this upset. And I think the difference is, Lex can't control it. Once he goes there, it's not going to be a happy ending. So that's the difference between a psychotic and a Frankie says, I could see wedding scenes being extremely annoying to film as an actor are the worst. Thanks. Yes, they are not fun. It's so just long and boring. And, anytime someone's getting married, it's just like bore central station. So yeah, it is. I remember that specifically. I remember just being bored. My back was hurting that day. I was like, it's cold. I was bald, sitting on the pew for, 16 hours a day, having to kill some doctor in a cold dungeon. It wasn't fun, but that probably added to the character. It probably gave me something more being that frustrated. Rosenbaum rating system. And now I'm going to start. Rosenbaum I never rating. Start really. I love this episode. I'm going to give it 2.5.
Wow.
I just thought it was freaking from beginning to end, intense, some great kills, some great moments with Lana finding out his superpowers, which I didn't expect. The Lionel scenes, the wedding, it was very dynamic. And not just in the Kent farm and in the Luthor mansion. It was really outside. So, Ryan?
I was going to say 2.5 as well.
2.5.
And I will say 2.5.
2.5 roses for Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Tom?
2.5. It had me on the edge of my seat the whole time. I wasn't sure what was real, what was going to happen.
All right. 2.5. Bryce?
I'm going 2.6.
Oh.
You can't go 2.6, you son of a B.
He's Price is writing us.
Death and save count. How many people died? Got saved. 1 dead. Lex kills the doctor. 1 saved. Clark saves Chloe. Through 16 episodes, 25 dead. 30 saved. Series 202 dead. And 220 saved. Time for Ryan's favorite scene.
Okay. Scene 1. Lana learns Clark's secret. Scene 2. The exchange.
Is that the one where she sees it happen?
When she sees it in the wine cellar.
Okay.
Scene 2. Exchanging of the vows. And scene 3, Lana and Clark have it out after the wedding.
You didn't have me killing the guy was one of them?
I did
Wow,
not.
that's tough 3 scenes.
Go ahead, Tom.
This is really tough because they're all kind of, I'm going to say the wedding vows.
I'm going to say
Second
number
one.
1. First thing you said. What is it?
Number 1.
Yeah! How could it not be? I mean, her finding out was the whole episode. That was the biggest reveal. I win.
You're right.
It's
a great moment.
The vows scene was, it was like, that was like the whole, like, it was like montagey and, then when Clark realizes, oh, shoot, she's not coming.
That's it for the episode. Stick around next week as we battle it out and talk about season 6, episode 17, Combat. We're getting to the end of the season. Let's take the discussion online. Tell us what you think. At Talkville Podcast, at Talkville Pod. Show the support. Please join Patreon. Patreon.com/Talkville. If you want more information like merch from the show or our hotline number, you can find all that in the description. And this was a great episode. It was a lot of fun. It flew by. And
2.6.
Yeah. Can't give it 2.6. Again, thank you, Jason Nelkin, for the wonderful editing. He's amazing. Bryce, production value. Your producerial skills are just incredible. Tom,
Ryan, thanks for putting up with us.
Yeah, always a pleasure. We love you. And
remember, folks, always hold on to Smallville.
And we can't forget about our wonderful patrons who make this show possible. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Patreon.com/Talkville. Get your name shouted out and much more. And you're supporting the show. Picture it like a streaming service, right, guys? You watch something, you have to pay Netflix. We don't have to pay anything for this show. So if you give back, you help out the show, and we keep doing it. So thank you. We love you. Here we go. Shout outs. Leanne P. Leanne. Raj C. Santiago M. Little Lisa. ThomasTomTurner. Shane W. BetsyD. Abhi P. Fatima T. KarenApple M. 99 more. Leilani N. Stu G. Always hold on to Smallville. Charlie T. Charlie. Garrett W, Bob K, Tom N, Jason W, Lana rhymes with banana W, Nancy D, Brian G, Grape Jelly 817, Amanda R, Teddy 127.
Michael P, Ryan R, Randy B, Craig G, Jor-Al C, Heather and Greg. I made Talkville say butts. Ryan H, Eric K, Clarks M, Kristen B, Finky early is on time. Damn, who's that? Jeanette E, General Zod, Theodore, Doug R, Carlos C, Shanna I, Ken the Limmer Guy, thanks for calling in, Corey L, Mr. Home Arcade, Claire M, D Brown, KarenApple M, Jules M, Eldon Supremo, Brian P, McBurst, Ginger Moose, Christoph S, Nobody C, Amanda Lynn, Jessica B, Michael B, Sebastian F, Wolfie, Matthew. I just thought about Wolfie yesterday. I drove by a place up in Oregon called Wolfie's Auto Parts. Matthew and Lincoln B, Mary Lou L, CGO.
Shannon Fannin, Matt Maverick, Jenny T, Randy S, Cassie B, Danny Mo Mirabel, Mary K, Sophie L, Stephen A, Danger. When you're rich, you aren't crazy, you're eccentric. Rosenbaum fan, Sammy Sharman, Carrie Ann, the Alexander Castle, Jenny B76, Monica T, Ms. M, Emily, Who Locked, Jeffrey K, Katya C, previously on Smallville, Sharu, Keith B, Cookie Kareem, Libertaria, Danny Z from Cleveland, Biagio C, Lady J, Medicine H, as told by Helen, Kelowna A, Natalia, Dr. J, Pneumona Trauma Microscopic Volcano Anasis, Caitlin, Dr. G and Dr. T, Kryptonite, Ned L, Flirtatious B, Per 6, a Luthor Corp subsidiary. Naman L, Smallville for life. Bobby B, Kendrick F, Stacy L, Other Brother Daryl, Melanie P, Starla S, Charlie M, Cheyenne F, AJ Sisson, Heather H, Tom and Michael's friend Mickey, Allison C, Karen H, or Sierra? I think it's Karen H. Hubs, Cuban Boy, Laura C, Sarah C, Adam C.
Jackie J, John W, Jet Blazer, Bradley H, Laura L, Carolus, Jerts, Gertz, Butt Cheeks. Okay. Ryan M, Omar H, Brian E, Dan L of Chizona, and Maria P.
We love you all. Thank you for being here every damn week. We appreciate you. Rock on, folks. We'll see you next week.
Rock on.